J.A.W.S, Jannatec Advanced Warning System. J.A.W.S is a proximity detection system that has been designed to enhance safety of operations. J.A.W.S uses radio signals to identify assets and create proximity alerts to advise vehicle operators of their proximity to other vehicles, personnel, and fixed assets. J.A.W.S can also alert personnel that vehicles are approaching or nearby so that workers can take precaution and are advised of dangerous situations in high-noise environments. Works without any additional mine infrastructure, meaning power and other communications have no effect on the system. J.A.W.S zones: critical zone, warning zone, working zone. Quadrant 1, primary movers. Quadrant 2, personnel. Quadrant 3, light equipment. Quadrant 4, fixed hazards. Any vehicle equipped with J.A.W.S becomes a fixed hazard when it is turned off, not running. When an asset comes into warning zone, the quadrant related to that asset flashes white and the color of the asset detected turns orange. The number of assets that are in the warning zone is indicated above the asset icon. When an asset comes into the critical zone, the screen will expand on the asset type that is in the zone and will flash red with the number of assets in the critical zone. In addition, there will be an audible tone upon entry to critical zone. The main screen will return to 4 quadrants and the number of assets in the critical zone will be populated above the asset icon. Any quantity of assets still in the warning zone will be displayed in the small square in the corner of each associated quadrants. The associated quadrant continues flashing red to white, and the number above it identifies the quantity of the assets in critical zone range. Once an asset is no longer in the critical zone, the asset will move back to the warning zone. The asset type will be highlighted and the number of assets in the warning zone listed above the asset, which will be colored orange. If a vehicle is turned off, it will automatically switch status so that it can be detected as a fixed asset. Once the vehicle is turned on again, it is automatically switched back to the type of vehicle that it is associated with. It is recommended that prior to the start of each shift, and whenever convenient, vehicle operators check to ensure their J.A.W.S unit is functioning correctly. Checkpoints have been placed in predetermined locations within your mine that you will be made aware of prior to implementation of the J.A.W.S system. Vehicle operator proceeds to checkpoint immediately after starting the vehicle. At the checkpoint, there will be a mounted unit that will turn yellow when the driver comes into range of the testing unit. At this point, the operator can proceed slowly and stop after a very short distance. The J.A.W.S verification unit will run through a test of the onboard vehicle unit and the J.A.W.S unit within the vehicle. At this time, the audio tone will also sound as a reminder of the sound accompanied by an asset in the critical zone. After the test has been completed, a successful test will result in the green light turning on. Once the green light turns on, operators can proceed with their day. If unsuccessful, the red light will turn on, indicating that the test of the proximity system has failed. At this point, the vehicle should be tagged and inspected by a trained professional. It is important to note that all data from this check is stored and timestamped in the system in case any review is necessary. Operators should never skip this step prior to moving the vehicle into full operational mode. It is important to note that the following should only be taken into account if your operations have purchased the J.A.W.S vehicle and personnel units. Pipe clip must be attached to hard hat. Short clips are required for shaft hats and long clips are required for standard hard hats. The cap lamp, corded or cordless, has a blue indicator LED on the bottom of the lamp housing. When a vehicle comes into proximity, the blue LED will light up, alerting the worker to be cautious as a vehicle is coming within working range. Just because you may not be able to see or hear a vehicle, if the blue LED is on, workers must still remain cautious as the outside perimeter of detection can be considerable depending on the environment and location. Never ignore the light. When driving or using equipment, in order to not be detected on the J.A.W.S system, workers should turn their cap lamps off. Upon exiting the vehicle, process indicates that the lamp will be turned back on, and therefore the worker will then be detectable as a personnel hazard by other vehicles. It is recommended that at the start of each shift, workers check to ensure that their lamp head is functioning with the J.A.W.S system. Workers will need to proceed to nearest J.A.W.S checkpoints. When approaching the checkpoint, workers will turn on their cap lamp. Workers will then place their lamp directly on the J.A.W.S checkpoint station. The screen on the station will perform a test of the proximity functionality. The screen provided at the checkpoint station will advise the user if their cap lamp unit has passed or failed the proximity test. Upon successful completion of the J.A.W.S test, the worker is okay to proceed with their daily activities. Upon notice of failure, workers should turn off their cap lamp and retry to ensure the signal is being received and sent accordingly. It is very important to note that without confirmation of the test success, that users will not be detected on the proximity system and can be in danger.